Sever the bond. Welcome to Nets Republic. If you get bored at any time of this video, feel free to click the link in the description and go get you some Nets Republic merch. It is very comfortable. I gotta be quite honest with you. It's just randomly cold today, so I'm rocking the Bed-Stuy hoodie, but it's really good quality stuff. You should check it out. Nets Republic. Click the link down in the description. Get that dope merch. It's pretty darn good if I do say so myself, but that's not here to there. So interesting topic here. Oh, also follow the kid on Twitter at Sever the Bond. That's not here to there. Interesting thing here. I have been like so partial to getting on here and being upset and complaining about things that I forgot what it is that we do when we win games. I feel like it's just been forever since it's happened. So I kind of forgot how to be positive in a video. So I'm going to try to like train myself into that line of thought. We beat the Rockets tonight, which again, pessimistic me. It's the Rockets, of course we beat the Rockets, but you know, this is a good start because Lord help us if we lost this game, right? So they have clinched a playoff seed. Technically games do not matter right now, but the seeding is still being decided as far as that like bottom tier-ish type thing. I think if we go undefeated for the rest of the season, which are, I believe, 3 more games if I'm not mistaken. That's tomorrow, Friday, and I think, is it Sunday? I think it's Sunday. Yeah, and that would be the end of the regular season. If we go undefeated, I believe we have a chance to be as high as the 7th seed. We're currently occupying the 8th seed right now. So we went from 10 to 8 because literally every other team around us lost. Hawks lost, which is crazy. Hawks losing to Toronto. Didn't see that coming. No sarcasm. No sarcasm. The Hawks lost. The Hornets lost. I think they lost to like a really good team too. The Hornets lost. And who else are we doing battle with? The Cavaliers lost. So literally everyone around us just took an L except for us. So we're back to our winning ways. And how do we do it? Kyrie Irving dropped 40 plus again. I think this is the 5th or 4th time this season he has dropped 40 plus. And considering he's only played like 12 games, that is saying quite a bit. I'd be frightened to see what this man is averaging. And after just a line of questions, which side note, did y'all know that they post the whole player interviews on the Nets app? Didn't know that. Thought it was just YouTube and Twitter. No, like they'll post the whole thing on the Nets app. So when they're pushing the Nets on Yes app, like no plug, but y'all should really check it out because they've got like all the like shoot around interviews and stuff like that. Like it's all on there, like full HD. I didn't even know that, but it's not here there. So they've been pressing Kyrie about his shooting slump for the last couple of games, and especially in the media that they did this morning, which I was able to see, which I feel really special about. It's the end of the season, but I still feel very special about that. But he basically said, if it's just a matter of I just need the shots to go like a little bit, like a centimeter over to the left or right, then so be it, I'll be fine. And then he goes out there and drops 40 plus. I don't remember what Kevin Durant did. I don't think it was anything to write home about. I don't think his shooting was that incredible, but I don't think it needed to be because everyone else was playing so well. Seth Curry is still injured, I guess. Dragic is still in Atlanta because he got the Rudy. And let me think, who else did not play that is of some importance? James Johnson didn't play because he's sick. And while I will not celebrate someone's health being impaired, I will celebrate the fact that James Johnson was literally not able to play. Like, Steve Nash couldn't put him in even if he wanted to. And I feel like that is just something we have to hit the collective Ja Morant Cabbage Patch on. Like I feel like we gotta do that. And for the 90s folks, we gotta bring it around town with SpongeBob, right? Bring it around town. The kids don't remember that era of SpongeBob. Like if we sit here and say, I feel like the kids don't remember that. Like their SpongeBob is just annoying, weird shock value oh God, I sound so old. Anyway, as you can see, I'm scattered brain on a win because even though there are things I can pick apart, like the decision to start Patty Mills with the shooting performance he's been having instead of just putting Kessler Edwards out there and putting Bruce Brown at the 2, like there are things I could complain about, but I'm not going to because it's a win and a dub is a dub. And even though it's not something I will pat them on the back for, like, oh, you beat the Rockets, yeah, But it's still dope. And if I remember correctly, our last game against the Rockets, that's the one Harden choked and, well, not choked, but was just in the beginning phases of him just not wanting to be a part of the team and basically threw the game, and we lost that one, and that was embarrassing. But we got our revenge. We got our revenge all 2016, if you will. What I want to do is, we've kind of gone over the whole thing of like, oh, Kyrie's really good at playing basketball, right? So me doing a deep dive on how he got the 40 plus is a little, it's been done before. Let's have fun, right? Since we're being positive, since we have on our positive Pete spectacles, why don't we do something a little bit different? Let's speculate and remove all of our context, right? Let's do what y'all do in the comments, and let's just remove context for a second and just speculate for a second, right? Now, Kyrie Irving is able to drop 40 whenever he wants, clearly. Kevin Durant is able to drop 50 whenever he wants, clearly. What if that is enough, right? Because if you really break this down, in a series against, and I was talking to my producer earlier today, and he was breaking this down for me, and the way he worded it just made so much sense. I wish I could have had it on camera, but that's not here or there. But he was telling me that from what he saw of last year's playoff run, Kevin Durant by himself almost beat the Bucks. Now, we know as actual fans of the team and having specifically watched and no shout out my producer, like no shout out the homie, but like we know as like actual Nets fans that there were other factors involved than the fact that Kevin Durant by himself almost won the series. He had Kyrie for 2 of the games he won, and like one of the games was just him in God mode. So as far as Kevin Durant by himself beating the Bucks, he technically only did that once. Kyrie was there for the other 2, as far as the victories go. Like, there were 3 dubs in that series on our part. So, technically, he didn't do it by himself. But let's add some more context in there, as we are removing context, right? Kyrie Irving was out there. Kevin Durant was out there. But James Harden wasn't. Right? James Harden wasn't. Now follow me here. Let's remove James Harden from the series in total, and let's put Seth Curry in his place. Let's push it a little further. Let's take Jeff Green out of the equation, and we put Andre Drummond in there. I mean, like, if we are looking what happened last year, we added some very important pieces. We still got Blake, right? We got LaMarcus Aldridge. Okay, you got to add LaMarcus Aldridge back in there, who played tonight, thank God, but that's not here or there. So you add LaMarcus Aldridge in there, right? Then you add Patty Mills, who's hitting his shot again now. So you're adding Patty Mills, right? If we were neck and neck with those bums, and then you're adding Drummond, Seth Curry, Patty Mills, and LaMarcus Aldridge at full strength, maybe we do beat the Bucks. You feel me? Maybe we do beat Milwaukee. If you're adding in the entire team, and again, if you want to get crazy with it, throw Ben Simmons in there if he were to come back in the second round or something like that, right? That is a considerably better team than what we had last year. I personally have zero expectations. I am expecting nothing. I know they'll make it through the play-in, but as far as the playoffs go, I expect nothing. If everything goes right, keeping it a Thowie, who's scared of Miami? Just keeping it a Thowie, who's scared of Miami? If everyone's healthy, like Seth Curry's out there, he's feeling good on some James Brown, right? You got Drummond, LaMarcus is out there again. We can put Blake Griffin every now and again. Like, who saw Kessler Edwards being the standout? Like, I feel like we all assumed it was going to be like a Kobe and Shaq thing with Cam Thomas and Day'Ron Sharpe. Who knew that it would be Kessler Edwards who would break through the fold? And I mean, like, have we ruled out the possibilities of Duke Jr. getting playoff minutes too? Like, let's not forget about him. And Dragic, because he's got COVID. He's not hurt. Oops, sorry. He's got the Rudy. He's not hurt. So you add Dragic in there. My better judgment, like if you're asking sever the bond, my better judgment says I expect nothing. But if you're just looking at on paper and the possibilities of what could happen, if everyone is healthy except Ben Simmons, which looks like it's going to be possible, play in game number 1, I don't know who's beating us in the East on paper. Now, obviously, this has to work. You have to get the right rotations. Like, if Steve Nash is giving James Johnson major minutes, I mean, who knows what could happen, right? It's a bunch of different things that can happen, injuries, all that stuff. But if everyone is healthy, on paper, I don't think there's anyone in the East who's stopping us. Because, again, just look at the names, y'all. Just look at the names we got. I would argue to say, on paper, the team at full health is better currently than it was last year. And last year, we had Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Harden. So I venture to say full strength, and obviously that includes Ben Simmons. The team is technically better. But even without Ben Simmons, on paper, 7-game series, we're beating the Bucks. And if you're asking who I'm afraid of legitimately, like, I'm cautious of the Heat. We should win that series. Let's keep it a tally. I'm cautious. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost. But we should win that. But when you come to the teams where it's like, it's the Hawks, which, again, at full strength, what are they going to do against us? You feel me? What are they going to do? Full strength. Full strength. Because the last game we didn't have Bruce Brown. I don't believe we had Seth Curry. Like, you know what I mean? Full strength. Outside of Milwaukee, I don't know who's touched you. And again, we're not even including Ben Simmons. So on paper, and based off of the emotions of how we beat the worst team in the league tonight, second worst because I think the Magic are worse, I don't know. On paper, I don't know who's stopping us from getting out the East. We have a healthy Kevin Durant. We have a healthy Kyrie Irving. Kyrie is fresh and ready to go. And Kevin Durant is the best player in the league. And really, really should be MVP. I know they're going to give it to Ja, but it should really be Kevin Durant. I'm sorry. Listen, if you're asking to sever the bond playoff race, it's Kevin Durant, Ja Morant, DeMar DeRozan, then Joel Embiid. Me personally, if you're asking me. And quiet is kept. Y'all are going to push me down a flight of stairs, but I know I was speaking really spicy about them in the beginning of the year. Are we just ignoring the season that Karl Anthony Towns is having? Like, I know y'all want to say Devin Booker so bad, but are we ignoring what Karl Anthony Towns is doing? I know D'Lo helping, but I don't know if we can just ignore the seasons he's having too. Like, people are so quick to go to Jokic. It's cat for me. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, with all that, and we're not even including Ben Simmons, on paper, we are getting out of the East. What happens with the West, I don't even want to think about that because I don't know who's coming out of there. They got their own stuff they got to work out. Curry coming back, all that. They got their own stuff they got to worry about. I don't even think about that, really, because our job is just to get out the East. But on paper, I don't see anyone stopping us. And if Ben Simmons were to come back and he looks good and it's passable, I'm talking about like James Harden last year with 2 working legs. Passable, but out of shape. We're winning a championship. And I say that with full confidence. But if you are asking Sever the Bond's opinion, I think we lose in the first round in Miami. That's just what the team has shown me. I have no reason to believe in them. But just for this one video only, if we're looking at on paper and we're all being casuals and saying, well, you got Kyrie, Irving, and Kevin Durant, who's going to stop them? If we're just having a casual Friday on a Tuesday, on paper, no one's stopping us, even without Ben Simmons. But realistically, I think Miami probably beats us in 7. But I wouldn't be surprised if we were able to escape to the second round again. So there you go. I gave you a different type of a video. You all know my realistic takes. I gave you my fantasy takes of the what ifs, if you will. Let me know what your y'all serious takes are my fantasy takes. So you know what? Let's switch it up. Since I gave you a fantasy take, you give me a realistic take. I want you to really take a moment and be serious and pretend like other fan bases are not reading the comment section. Give me your realistic predictions of what we do in the playoffs. Realistic. Not what you believe in, not what you're hoping for. Give me your realistic expectations down below. I gave you my fantasy. You give me your realism. I don't like the way that sounded, so I'm just going to end the video there. Nets Republic. Sever the Bond. Kyrie.